This week's Michigan Lottery Excellence in Education winner is Kimberly Stevenson from Detroit Public Schools Community District. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I have a letter from your nominator and I want to read a portion of it.
Okay.
Kimberly Stevenson should be considered for the Michigan Lottery Excellence in Education Awards because she has been a dedicated high school science teacher in the Detroit Public Schools Community District for over 25 years. Presently, she is a science teacher at Davis Aerospace Technical High School. Davis Aerospace promotes aerospace and aviation science and gives students experiences with flight simulators, drones, and aviation mechanics. For Kimberly, though, the most exciting new adventure she experienced as an aviation teacher was being flown to an aviation conference on a private jet. In addition to teaching, she won several other hats as an educator. She was the facilitator for the STEM 2035 Eco Justice Club and sponsored the Robotics Science Fair and Speech Club. She has also chaperoned a group of students to the Michigan Youth in Government Conference in Lansing, Michigan. She was the director of the Green Team and championed other causes such as sustainability and recycling and celebration of Earth Day. She and her students also planted trees in the community with the Greening of Detroit organization. The most exciting opportunity she had was when she chaperoned a group of students for 4 weeks during an overseas trip to Italy.
Yeah.
Teaching has given Kimberly an unmatched level of knowledge, leadership, and professionalism, as well as the ability to overcome any challenge. Teaching has been quite a journey, and she wouldn't trade it for the world. And your nominator is Dr. Hattie Moore Eastern Walton.
Oh my goodness. Wow. She's been my friend for over 30 years. I just love her. Yeah.
Does she teach with you?
She was a teacher for 10 years, but we didn't teach at the same school.
Oh my gosh. So as I was reading that letter, knowing that it was all about you, what was going through your mind?
It just made me think about the journey of how I got started and then all the ups and downs. And then as I began to become more confident and I was better with my students, I started to just kind of take ownership of what's going on. I was like, wow, I can do this. And after a while, I thought, I'm pretty good at this. So it just took me back to the journey. After 25 years of teaching, I think back now like, wow, I never thought I'd make it this far. And now I'm on the back end, and to receive an award like this after all that hard work, it's just the icing on the cake.
Yeah. Tell me about that journey. Tell me about why you wanted to go into aeroscience.
Well, a lot has to do with my mother. She was an educator for 40 years. She and my dad always pushed that in our home. And he taught at the community college level. My brother, he taught technology classes. My other sister, she was an engineer, but she was a trainer. So education has just been a part of my family. And I just basically follow suit.
You've been an educator, as you said, for more than 30 years. So you've done all kinds of things with students and had many experiences. Is there a favorite that stands out for you?
Well, there's one lab that I really enjoyed. And it was over the time when there were all those oil spills in the ocean and things that were happening. And what they found was that a lot of the things that they used, the chemicals, would really just make it worse. And that the wildlife and the environment still suffered even with their solutions. So what my students did, we found something online. And so we found a way, the gentleman had found a way to pour these pellets into the oil. So we set up our lab, we had our beakers, used vegetable oil, maybe canola oil, and then we just sprinkled the pellets on top and it acted like a sponge. And it was so much safer and easier for the environment. We could just lift it out, wrap it up, toss it. And we learned that that type of technology is being used worldwide today. And that's one of my favorite labs.
And what was that like for the students to know that they were actually doing something that really could be used elsewhere?
They enjoyed it. Their biggest thing is, as long as it's a hands-on activity, they're into it. And Of course, they had to do a little research on the front end and write their papers on the back end, but that experience helped them to know that science is real. It's not just doing things just to pass time in the classroom. These things are actually used in the real world.
Yeah. And those hands-on activities really get them engaged, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tell me about an instant where you saw a student who might have been challenged or having a challenging time get it for the first time. What was that like for you as their teacher?
Okay, that I have to say is the most rewarding part of my career. I've had students, I can't think of just one, but several students struggle on the front end, but I encourage them to come to after-school tutoring, to come to me, the counselor, and work with us one-on-one. And they've learned that once they put their effort into it and continue to work along the way, they can do it at the other end.
Kind of like what you went through, you said.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what inspires you to get up every single day and go back to work?
I have to say it's the kids, because I look forward, not in the beginning of my career, because I was still trying to feel my way, but at this end, I look forward to the students. They look forward to seeing me. And even now they're like, Ms. Stevenson, I told my mom to bake you a cake. I told my mom to bring you something, that I wanted to bring you something to eat. And for Mother's Day, they give me gifts. My birthday, they give me gifts. It's wonderful. I really enjoy the kids.
Let's fast forward 15 years from now. You're out and about. You run into a former student. What do you hope that former student says to you about their experience in your classroom?
Well, it's actually happened just the other day. I often walk the Riverwalk, and I saw a student, and he said, Miss Stevenson. I said, is that Nicholas? Nicholas Gregory? He says, yeah. And he had 3 daughters. He had his family. They were playing on the jumbo gym. And I said to myself, so how are you doing? He goes, I'm doing great. And I'm so glad that I was one of your students, because I worked really hard. I did well, and I appreciate you taking the time with me, being one of my teachers. And I was like, okay. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And he hugged me.
That makes it all worth it.
Yeah, it does.
Congratulations. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Kimberly from Davis Aerospace Technical High School receives a $2,000 check from Lottery Commissioner Susanna Shkreli. Excellence in Education Awards sponsored by the Michigan Lottery, providing more than $29 billion to public education since 1972.